Hey, have you ever noticed when you look at your calendar in your phone, you see the day, week, month, and year since the Jesus was born, but this calendar doesn't really shows your life. But what if there was a calendar that actually shows your life, not someone else's? This is it. This is your life calendar. This is the year I was born. This is my 28th birthday. And this, the life expectancy in the UK, it's 79.3 years for males and 82.9 years for females. So let's say I'm going to live about 79 years, which is about just over 2 billion seconds. So if we take this formula, which is 365 multiplied by 24 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60, so you'll get 2,491,344,000 seconds. Not too much, isn't it? But let's say you're going to live a bit longer. Considering the fact that the life expectancy in the UK from 1960 to 2017 improved by about 10 years, you are actually more likely to see your 90th birthday party. Once a coworker asked me, "Why are you working so much in your free time? Let's go party, let's go out, have fun. You have only one life." And yes, that's true. No doubt about that. But you see, irreversibility makes our life both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Just look at this. This is how all your life looks in days. Seems a lot, right? But actually, I can fit that on a t-shirt easily. But how about this? This is how a year of your life looks like in weeks. And this is how your whole life looks in weeks. This is how all your life would look in months. You've got it. This is how your life in years would look like. So again, that's the year I was born. This is the 28th birthday. And this, it's my 90th birthday. Yep, all your 90 years fits on my t-shirt. Just 90 little squares. I'm just gonna go change this t-shirt real quick. It's a bit small. Much better. So this 90 little squares makes me think more about my life and also makes me choose a little bit more careful on what I'm working the rest of my life. You know, simply because I wasted 28 of those squares already. Well, 28, 9 months, 12 days, 14 hours, 1 minute and 20 seconds. 21, 22. 23. So while I'm perfectly healthy and in the very peak of my productivity, why not work hard? Oh, how do I know that I'm on my peak of productivity? You see, Einstein and Newton had almost all of their big accomplishments between their 20s and 40s. Here at 26, Einstein published his special theory of relativity, and 12 weeks later, he publishes his formula, E equals mc squared. And in the same period of time, Newton invents calculus. And after 314 more weeks, he develops his law of gravitation. The same thing applies to many, many more extremely productive people. Yeah, so I think after ticking all those 28 squares, I'm somewhere in the middle of the most productive days. And I think the same applies to everyone. Talking of productivity, so earlier this year I was very into productivity. I was watching YouTube channels like Magda Vella and Tom Frank. I also bought myself a bunch of productivity books and all this kind of stuff like that. But let's take a closer look and see how we actually can become productive. Let's take books. Well, because I like reading books. You see, I read about one book a month. And if I'll continue reading at this pace, from this very day until the end of my life, I would read about 744 books. But at this very moment that I'm recording this video, there are in the world about 129,864,880 books. That's a lot of books. And there is absolutely no way that I could read all of them. So I think the real question here is not how do I improve my reading skills so I can read more books during the year, but which one do I choose to read and which ones I choose to leave on the side. So actually knowing how many squares I have left approximately to leave, I need to be more precise with the books I'm choosing to read. And I think the same principle applies to everything in our lives. And I think knowing how many more squares you have to leave, you're going to be from now on more precise on choosing whether you want to go watch more TV, play more video games, or go out with your friends, read one more book, or just build something like I do, a YouTube channel. But let's leave the books on the side and see what else I can do during my life. So I have about 62 more summers to enjoy, which is good. And if I will ever succeed at making or playing in movies by my 35, I will have the opportunity to go to at least 25 festivals in Cannes. I will see about 10 more presidents of the United States, and I will have the opportunity to play approximately 20,832 hours of my favorite games. And I'll make about 480 more YouTube videos if I will keep making one video a week for the next 10 years. So I was thinking constantly for about 3 weeks now about all this calendar thing, and I found a few good things and a few bad things. One good thing I found while researching all this is that if you are 25 years old, you are more likely to live until you're 65. And if you are 65, you are most likely to reach the 90th square of your calendar. Basically, it works very simple. The more squares you close, the more squares open. On the other side, you see, when I used to live with my parents, I saw them every single day. But now that I live in London and they live in Rome, I get to see them once a year for about 14 days, which means that I have about 434 days left to spend with them. And this sucks. You see, those 90 squares, it's everything we have. And we need to choose carefully what we do with them. Because to be honest, every single square disappears quite fast. So what I would say about it, go make the most of it. Go call your parents, go out partying, call your siblings, read one more book. Go visit another country, or maybe go solve one more mystery of the universe. You see, all those 90 little squares that you can basically fit on a piece of paper are only in your hands, so try not to waste them.